So, in the previous session, you marked the occasion of Liska's triumph in the Long Strider races, adding another impressive achievement to a list of accolades. Meanwhile, Velum, Vladimir and Dejar enjoyed the Ichthyosaur shows, a captivating spectacle featuring well-trained creatures exhibiting remarkable acrobatics. The performances also imparted educational insights into the ichthyosaur's behaviours, migration patterns, etc. But of note was the stories of the dragon turtle, Tortolin, and its historical connection to the kingdom of Khajiitar that were also shared, tracing the lineage that led to the current Acturian Gulf inhabitant, Torga. Later, the group reconvened at the lounge where Angus and Sayun engaged in discussions about potential inventions, notably exploring the concept of a molten slag thrower akin to some sort of dwarven slag cannon. Grunka, on the other hand, took up fishing once more, this time venturing into the restricted lagoon where the ichthyosaur shows took place. Oblivious to the trained nature of the ichthyosaurs, he used his ring of water walking to stand in the middle of the lagoon while holding that freshly caught fish, and his attempt at a leisurely fishing expedition quickly turned quickly turned chaotic when an ichthyosaur leapt out of the water, snatched the fish. Grunka dove under the water in this frantic attempt to retrieve his catch, ultimately succeeded in returning to the lounge, drenched but victorious. Dejar delved into the revelation of Angus's ancestral connection to Khazmorg, the dwarven deity of battle and storms. Dejar provided intricate details about the history of the Kalkros Peninsula, once home to the kingdom of Nidea, whose capital, Sakar, was tragically destroyed, causing the land to sink beneath the waves, forming Kalki Isle. She further elaborated on the War of the Undying, during which Voldus' resurgence led to a global uprising of the undead. The remnants of nations united as the Pact to confront this menace, eventually invading Kalki Isle, and a group of heroes ascended the ruins of Sakar at Ruins Peak, ultimately defeating Voldus and ending the conflict, with Khazmorg himself being among those heroic figures. Later that evening, Liska joined Thule and Ida for a celebratory dinner honouring Liska's triumph in the races. The gathering provided an opportunity for a deeper bonding before their impending tomb exploration. Conversations revolved around their experiences in Itzel, sharing tales of the attractions they had visited and the sights they'd encountered. They delved into discussions about their companions in the your companions in the Hammerstrike, Liska, engaging in light-hearted talks and conjecturing the challenges that might lay ahead within the tomb's depths. And as the night progressed, the three of you recounted diverse adventures and personal histories, revealing both joyful exploits, somber pasts. With nightfall, you embarked upon a visit to one of these hidden treasures, a crystal grotto concealed within a coastal cave, a gem concealed from the town's hustle. Thule shared her upbringing in the Ebonwood Forest and her bond with the local Satyr clan. She recounted the tragedy of her mother's death and the destruction of her grove due to a green dragon attack, an event that apparently still haunts her. In response, Liska pledged to confront and defeat the dragon responsible for the devastation, offering solace and camaraderie. Subsequently, you all settled you all settled for the night in the cave. Meanwhile, Velum engaged in a private conversation with Vladimir, discussing her aspirations and magical potential. And you both explored the notion of cultivating her talents to achieve a level of mastery akin to Dejar. The dialogue sort of extended into the subject of bravery, which, with Vladimir openly admiring the group's courage while grappling with her own fears. particularly concerning nightmares. And finally, Vellum offered his support to guide and mentor her growth as a father figure, evoking an emotional response from Vladimir, who expressed her gratitude through a heartfelt and enthusiastic hug. So, Vellum, potentially father confirmed. And with that, we come back to the lounge. Here it is. Right. So, I believe, Deja, you wanted to visit the temple of the ferryman.
That is correct.
All right. So, as you make your way through the main street, as you weave your way through the winding paths of Itzel, you catch a glimpse of the temple of the ferryman in the distance. Here we go. Better view.
Alrighty then. Head that direction then.
Mm-hmm. The temple stands as this majestic testament to the reverence bestowed upon Banzala, with its grandiose architecture and imposing presence. Constructed from obsidian and dark marble masonry, the temple's facade is adorned with intricate carvings depicting scenes of skeletal souls traversing a great river in numerous boats, like being real-life example, being guided down the river Styx by the hand of Banzala himself. The entrance to the temple sits atop its tiered peak, gilded with glistening gold, and the temple itself rests away from the bustling crowds and the streets of Itzel, upon a small plateau of stone protruding from the coastline near the beach. Approaching the temple, you notice a sense of tranquility in the air, as if the very surroundings are hushed in reverence for this sacred space. As you approach the entrance of the temple, your eyes are drawn towards this grand staircase leading up to the peak. You notice flanking the white steps are these imposing stone statues that seem to be embodying the guardians of the afterlife. These they almost resemble towering stone altars or gravestones standing tall and proud, given some semblance of humanoid form. And the presence is emanating this sense of watchfulness and protection, their arms and legs resembling these sturdy trunks. And you notice, perched upon these living altars or gravestones, you notice a very strange sight. You see brightly coloured bleached skulls are arranged in intricate patterns, and or rather these bleached skulls are decorated with intricate patterns and arranged in various configurations. You see the skulls almost seem to be giving these motionless, what you can surmise with your fairly keen intelligence to be constructs of some sort, immobile. These constructs, these skulls give them the illusion of many tiny heads. You can see these altars are adorned with various crushed flowery decorations and painted with these crushed powdery paints, offering this vibrant display of reverence and devotion. And there is a deliberate sense of, how would I put it? Each of these offerings upon these altars are placed very deliberately, perhaps from friends or family members. But you can also see a small crowd gathered at the apex of the temple, outside its entrance.
Okay, I'll make for that area.
Alright, as you slither your way up, you join this small group of other tourists, eagerly waiting, listening into some of the hushed conversations. You hear mention of waiting for some sort of tour guide.
Okay.
It seems they too are captivated by the temple's aura. Their voices, many hushed voices, respectful of the atmosphere. Some wear ceremonial attire adorned with feathered golden ritual masks, while others carry small offerings of marigold petals or pieces of burning pieces of incense as signs of devotion, likely natives of the region. Others appear to be from abroad, wearing noble attire. Some appear to be from the Common Realms, others, you see one couple appears to be from the Kadeshi Empire. You recognise the garb. And there's a sense of humouring curiosity to some of them.
Gareth is gonna quietly watch.
You watch around and you notice the exterior of the temple seems to emanate this sense of majesty and reverence. Intricate patterns and symbols carved into the gilded stone catch the moonlight, casting subtle shadows that dance upon the temple surface. A large entrance gate adorned with symbols associated with death, patterned skulls and these winding patterns resembling rivers. This set of gates stands before you. Doors slightly ajar, and you see shadowed figures beyond, speaking in hushed tones. And as you wait with the other tourists, the anticipation builds. The air carries this mix of its excitement and solemnity from the other tourists here. The sound of a distant flute fills the air, haunting melody, and a robed figure with a ceremonial staff emerges from the temple's entrance. He's a thin and crooked-looking figure, exuding this air of mystery and ancient wisdom. Clad in ceremonial attire reminiscent of some sort of witch doctor, garments adorned with vibrant feathers and intricate beadwork. You can see a number of small. Best way you could describe them are these small withered husks of what looks like what may have once been rats, or small pests seem to adorn his belt. Almost like shrunken heads, but shrunken rats instead. You can see his withered face, etched with lines of hardship and resilience, is framed by a headdress of feathers and bones that sways gently with each movement. And with piercing eyes carrying the weight of what you can only presume to be untold stories. His eyes scan the crowd, and they seem to sort of glaze over with disinterest. You can tell he's done this thousands of times in his long life. Well, maybe not thousands, but hundreds. Then his gaze meets you specifically, and he gives you a perplexing look, presumably having never seen a Naga here before. And he seems to regain his interest. He kind of asks out broadly to the group.
Another group for the tour, yes.
There's resounding murmurs and affirmations from the rest of the crowd. Kind of gives you curious.
Vigar goes like, yes, I am interested in learning more about the ferryman.
Very well. I am Teokan. I will be your guide for this evening. Before we begin, for those unfamiliar, welcome to the Temple of the Ferryman. This sacred temple holds a great significance in the dynasty. It is one among many across the dynasty, serving as a gateway between the realms of the living and the dead.
He sort of gestures towards the temple's architecture.
The construction of this temple was a collaborative effort, a blend of skilled stonemasons and artisans who meticulously crafted the obsidian and dark marble masonry you see before you. These materials were carefully chosen to symbolize the transition between life and death, the eternal dance of life, of light and darkness.
And you can tell Teokan is very much putting on a show here for the outsiders, the foreigners. And he almost seems to recite this from memory at this point. And he continues.
The temple's purpose is twofold. Firstly, it is a place of worship and reverence for Banzala, the spirit of death here in Tanzia. He guides the souls of the departed to their eternal resting place in a realm known as the Other Side, which lies beyond the veil of our mortal world. Secondly, the temple serves as a spiritual sanctuary for those seeking solace, guidance, where they can connect with the divine and honor their ancestors. Those statues you passed at the foot of the temple were no mere statues. Those are spirit golems, constructs inhabited by the souls of the revered dead. So I would invite you to treat them with respect. Those whose spirits were blessed by Banzala himself to return to the realm of the living, to protect his shrines and temples, much like this one. You will find that to be a common theme throughout this temple, so please do not be alarmed.
One tourist, the Kateshi woman, asks,
Is that not necromancy?
Then Teokan responds,
It is a form of it, yes. Here in the dynasty, death is not something to be feared. To bring an ancestor back from beyond at the request of your aid is a great honor. Here, those that speak with the deceased are celebrated intermediaries between the realms of the living and the dead. Much can be learned from the ghosts of the past. Necromancy has its place and uses if the soul is willing.
And there's you hear some uncomfortable murmurs within the crowds. Others, more locals, seem to nod in approval. Of course, if Dajjal wishes to speak up at any point, she's more than welcome to.
No, at this point right now, he's going to be fairly silent. he's going to be an observer for right now.
Okay. He pauses for a moment, allowing his words to sink in.
At the helm of this sacred place stands High Priestess Ichata, a venerable figure known for her unwavering devotion and deep understanding of Banzala's teachings. Her wisdom guides the faithful in their spiritual journey and ensures the smooth passage of souls to the other side across the rivers of Tanzia. Teokan concludes. Now, let us proceed inside.
And with that, he and a few other assistants make the sort of guides the crowd inside. As you enter this dark chamber, a wave of cool air washes over you. The scent carries incense, the faint aroma of marigolds. Soft, flickering light emanates from the braziers, strategically placed throughout the room. Their blue spiritual flames dancing and casting mesmerizing shadows on the towering black marble walls, decorated with tints of deep teal stone and gold accents. Teokan, his voice is low, quiet in this place as he begins to share the history of this chamber.
Welcome to the Chamber of Reflection.
His words punctuate. His words are punctuated by the gentle flickering of the spiritual flames.
This is the main hall, a sacred space where devotees of Banzala come to honor the memory of their loved ones and seek solace in the guidance of the Ferryman of Souls.
He gestures towards a stone altar at the center of the chamber.
Here, offerings are made to honor the departed. Marigold petals symbolize the fleeting nature of life, while bones represent the connection between the mortal realm and the realm of Banzala. The carved charms you see across the altar serve as conduits for communion with the spirits.
He invites everyone to kneel. These a number of plush pillows surrounding some of these spiritual flaming braziers. You can see a number of other worshippers are currently present in the hall. They're also kneeling around these blue flamed braziers, just in quiet prayer. A number of the locals who have joined the tours also join them to say their own prayers. You are free to do as you please here. Whether or not you choose to worship is up to you.
Well, I character well in Rome, do as the Romans do. In character. Jakar might give it a shot.
He gives a silent gesture towards one of them, towards an empty pillow. You can see this isolated brazier in one corner of the room, far from all the rest, allowing you some quiet contemplation. Yeah, you take up a few more than just one pillow.
Yeah, I know.
So, as you kind of coil yourself near the brazier, the tour guide continues, his hushed voice carrying a sense of reverence through the chamber.
Throughout the ages, worshippers have sought solace and guidance in this chamber, and many others like it. It is said that Vanzala himself listens to the prayers whispered within these very walls, guiding the living and embracing the spirits of the departed.
He pauses, his eyes wandering across the chamber, seemingly lost in memories.
Many souls have found comfort and closure here. The grief transformed into acceptance and hope. Spirits of the departed visit their loved ones during the Eve of Souls. The Eve of Souls is a sacred night, when the veil is opened, and from the ferryman's temples across Tanzia, souls from the other side are granted a brief reunion with their living kin. Take a moment to honor your ancestors. Seek solace in their wisdom and guidance. Breathe in the tranquility of this sacred place, for it holds the echoes of countless souls who have found peace in the embrace of Vanzala.
The chamber fills with a hushed reverence. A couple of the tour guides seem to murmur amongst themselves uncomfortably. Not tour guides, tourists.
Yep.
Teokan. His Teokan's words seem to hang in the air, mingling the soft melodies of the more distant flute, unseen. Some of the more local tourists engage in their own prayers and forms of worship. Others fascinate themselves with the atmosphere of this place. As you find yourself lost in your thoughts for the moment, surrounded by the presence of those who have journeyed before you. Is there anything you would like to contemplate, think about? Anything you'd like to say? Any prayers?
One particular prayer, though it feels foreign, but almost it's like when she was in the Undercity, it was familiar. I particularly ask for her mother's guidance right now. on communicating with those he cares about and doing the right thing. I think that would be simple enough.
Go ahead and make me a religion check. Okay. Do you think these words to yourself in silent prayer? There's a brief moment where you swear you feel some sort of presence, that you've been seen, that you're being paid attention to. It's a very fleeting sense, and it's gone.
Breath and get up from her. A smile on her face.
You hear Teokan's words resonating throughout the chamber again softly. When you're all ready, we shall continue. With that, a number of the tourists kind of get up from their silent prayer and join the tour guide, ready to continue. There's a brief head count by Teokan as he eventually leads you all through a grand hallway adorned with ornate obsidian pillars carved with intricate and stylized depictions of some sort of make me either an investigation or a history check, Dajjal.
Okay. Either one's fine, so there we go.
Oh. This is clearly some sort of embalming process, or burial process that's being depicted here in the walls. Particularly, there seems to be some sort of process here where the embalmed or buried dead, or at least a select few of them, are given over to the spiritual flames. Body and flesh burned away until all that's left are skeletal figures. The soft glow of blue torchlight dances upon the polished marble floor, casting elongated shadows that seem to whisper tales of ages past. The air is heavy again with that scent of incense. It's a lot heavier now. And you enter this some sort of expansive chamber, a high vaulted ceiling. Along the walls you see countless niches that house what look like skeletal remains, each showered with various offerings like flowers, personal belongings such as obsidian blades or jewellery or pieces of clothing. Some of the remains even seem to be clothed themselves, or the skulls are decorated with face paints. The floor is this mesmerizing mosaic of colours and patterns depicting once again this winding river that seems to like a branching tree. The river, the river's is it tertiary divergences? I've forgotten the exact geological term for it, but tributaries. That's it. The various
Tributaries, yes.
The various rivers' tributaries seem to be verging off to each of these small niches, these small holes in the side of the wall where the skeletal remains lie. Teokan's voice echoes throughout the hall again. Once again, reverential and filled with this sort of solemnity. This quiet reverence. And he says, "This is the Hall of Souls, a sacred place where the spirits of our forebears reside. Here we honor their memory, seek their guidance, and pay homage to the lineage that flows through our veins." And he walks by a row of open tombs. "Each body represents a life lived, a story woven into the fabric of our heritage. They are the keepers of wisdom, protectors of our collective memory, and conduits through which Banzala's blessings flow." Teokan continues, his voice carrying that sense of respect. "In the dynasty, we believe that the spirits of our ancestors walk beside us, guiding our steps and shaping our destinies. Each temple to the spirit of death holds a hall of ancestors. Here we come to commune with their essence, to seek their counsel and blessings for the journey ahead." Now, the chamber itself is hushed, the air heavy, the sense of ancestral presence. Soft music played by unseen musicians fill the hall. Their haunting melodies weaving through the space, echoing the whispers of the departed. Teokan's outstretched hands directs the crowd's attention towards an intricately carved altar positioned at the centre of the hall. Surrounding the altar, you see 3 Banzalan witch doctors, clad in ceremonial attire, performing this mesmerizing chant, their voices blending with the ambient echoes. The air is thick with the scent of incense, mingling with the sweet fragrance of marigold petals that delicately cover a set of skeletal remains resting upon the altar. The petals create this vibrant cloak, seemingly half burying the bones beneath their golden hues. Teokan's gaze is fixed upon the sacred scene before him. "This altar, and many like it, serves as a sacred bridge between our mortal realm and the other side. It is a place where we offer tokens of respect and gratitude to our ancestors." And he gestures towards this beautifully adorned altar where the skeletal remains rest beneath that delicate shroud of marigold petals. "In certain cases, the priesthood undertakes the task of preparing these remains to serve as vessels for their
former owners' spirits. Through sacred rituals and blessings, the spirits find freedom to traverse from the other side and inhabit their earthly remains.
Teokan's eyes seem to catch this fleeting glimmer of a mesmerizing blue light emanating from one of the nearby tombs, drawing his and the crowd's attention. As these remains become conduits for these spirits, those who have embraced this path dedicate themselves to the sacred duties of the temple. They diligently uphold the sanctity of these hallowed halls, meticulously preserving the ancient manuscripts, maintaining order within the tombs and safeguarding this sacred space. It is during the Eve of Souls that these spirits have the chance to fully manifest and communicate with the living. However, I must note that this process is time-consuming and not always successful. As the blue glow of the nearby tomb gradually fades, you watch as the skeletal remains stir with this otherworldly energy. A skeletal hand emerges, gripping the edge of the open tomb, and with this eerie creaking of bones, an animated skeleton rises and perches on the tomb's edge. 2 points of bright blue fire burn within its eye sockets, and a faint cold mist emanates from its bones. The skeleton seems to stumble slightly, its movements stiff and disjointed, akin to an old, rickety puppet. There's gasps of surprise and horror that ripple throughout the crowd of foreigners who watch in fascination and trepidation. Teokan holds out a hand to reassure them.
Do not worry, the spirit is in full control.
His gaze shifts to a golden plaque above the tomb, engraved with some sort of Tahosian text.
This was our esteemed colleague, Keeper Halak. He tended to the temple gardens many years ago, and requested that we prepare his remains, so he may continue his duties even after departing from this world. Our temple will guide and instruct him within this new form on how to resume his responsibilities.
A group of priests and witch doctors approach the brightly decorated skeleton, supporting it on either side as if assisting a person with paralysis to move. And with utmost care they guide the animated skeleton into an adjacent chamber, disappearing from sight.
These remarkable individuals, along with the constructs you witnessed outside, are known as the Soulbound. They have willingly forsaken their journey to the other side, choosing instead to fulfill their sacred duties from their mortal existence. To become soulbound is considered a great honor within our dynasty. It is a testament to their dedication and devotion.
And he speaks to the wider crowd.
As you venture across Tanzia, you may come across shrines that are frequented by soulbound spirits seeking to aid and guide weary travelers on your journeys. These spirits offer their wisdom and assistance. Do not fear them. If there are no questions, we can continue on.
He looks at the crowd who seemed rather stunned in their silence. He glances to you, Dejar.
The Jarl has one question, though. Are the bones marked before this process happens?
The bones are marked with a golden filigree, a golden paint. You see the runes, the sigils emblazoned into the bones, into the skull. He kind of gestures to another set of remains inside of an open tomb. You can see these sort of it's not too dissimilar to Liska's newly purchased golden tattoos. Though these likely hold some different purpose. These allow us to call back the spirit from beyond.
Thank you.
Very well, let us continue our descent into the depths of the temple.
And as you make your way down it's a wide set of dark marble stairs. Oh. No, just pausing for dramatic effect, don't worry. As you make your way down a set of dark marble stairs, the air becomes cooler. The torchlight casts dancing shadows upon the walls, revealing more of these intricate carvings that adorn the ancient stone, and numberless highly adorned figures wrought in marble and obsidian, very likely revered priests of the past. You can also see a number of them seem to reflect not flesh and bone humans or other humanoid individuals, but purely skeletal figures, arms crossed across their rib cages, and you can see they're highly adorned in various pieces of jewellery, headdresses. It seems that it's not just the living that were among the revered priests of their time. And he continues. These grand carvings you see before you depict the storied history of the dynasty. He explains, his eyes tracing the lines and figures etched into the walls. For thousands of years, our dynasty has evolved, adapted, shaping the lives of its people and influencing the fabric of our society. The dynasty has come through many forms, yet through all the changes and challenges, the temples dedicated to the living gods have remained steadfast, guardians of our spiritual heritage. So many temples like this one stand as enduring testaments to the devotion and unwavering faith of our ancestors. They have witnessed the rise and fall of many emperors and empresses, the ebb and flow of civilization, and have seen they have been the constant presence amidst the ever-changing societal landscape.
They have weathered the storms of time, preserving the teachings and rituals of the living gods for countless generations.
You notice his and a number of the other crowd's eyes lingers upon the carvings as if drawing inspiration from their ancient tales.
The dynasty, like the temples themselves, is a living embodiment of resilience, continuity. A testament to our ability to adapt and evolve while remaining rooted in our spiritual traditions.
And he glances towards the entrance to a great hall beyond, its entrance looming before you.
Within the archive hall, you will find one of many collections of accumulated wisdom and knowledge that has guided our people through the ages. These sacred texts, carefully inscribed and preserved, have guided the spiritual journey of countless individuals, and they continue to illuminate our path today.
He concludes, his voice carrying a sense of profound admiration. Again, he's putting on this show for the audience.
As you enter this hall of wisdom, remember that you're stepping into a timeless legacy.
A hushed reverence fills the air as the chamber stretches out before you, and rows upon rows of towering shelves, each laden with ancient scrolls and tomes. The shelves, crafted from dark polished stone, seem to reach towards the ceiling. It's a far cry from the library of Quetzali, but impressive nonetheless.
Indeed.
You see soft candlelight flickers casting a warm glow that dances upon the weathered vellum of old scrolls. Shadows playfully dancing among the shelves, giving an almost ethereal quality to the chamber. The scent of aged parchment lingers in the air, mingling with the faint aroma of wax from the multitude of candles and various wax seals, you presume. And within this sacred sanctuary, you catch glimpses of priests and scholars, their figures hunched over meticulously crafted desks. Some pore over faded scrolls, unraveling presumably some secrets contained within these delicate pages, while others transcribe ancient texts. You even see some archivists that look more skeletal than the others, silently tending to their duties, bones decorated with dark feathers and creaking with each movement.
Anyone who wishes to browse will have to ask our high priest here at the temple. If any of you happen to be the scholarly type. He kind of gestures to. He kind of looks across the crowds. There's some polite chuckles. It seems as though he's attempting to break the tension here.
Mayhaps.
But as you're all guided from the depths of the archive hall, Teokan gathers the group for the final moments of the tour. The soft flickering of the candlelight casts a warm glow over his face as he guides you all through with this small brazier of spiritual light in his hand.
I thank you all for your curiosity and willing to learn about part of the culture of the dynasty here this evening. Teokan begins. May the experiences and knowledge you've gained within these hallowed halls deepen your understanding of the divine and ignite a greater appreciation of the ferryman's eternal presence within our lives. To those of you who already hold the Spirit of the Dead secret, remember, the rituals and teachings of Banzala hold profound power, and it is a power we should respect. Carry that reverence and respect you have witnessed here with you. Let it guide your actions as you navigate the complex tapestry of life and death. In the Dojan dynasty, we honor the spirits, revere the living gods, and seek harmony with the natural world. Let the spirit of Banzala guide you, not just within these temple walls, but in every step you take, every choice you make. Banzala is a fickle spirit. It would do you best not to remain. It would do you best to remain in his good graces.
And with a final nod, Teokan concludes.
May your journey through the dynasty and Tanzia as a whole be filled with enlightenment, growth, and the blessings of the living gods. Know that the Temple of the Ferryman is welcome to those of all beliefs and is ready to illuminate the path to the other side.
You get the sense here that bit of how best could I explain it? A bit of, hey, come over to our side.
I got that sense. A little spiel. You're going to further up to Token and ask if she can meet with the priestess, particularly on the about carvings into bone.
I might be able to carvings into bone, you say?
Yes. Here has carving, has sigils in her bones, and would like them to be healed.
Now, how might I ask? Did you?
Kind of looks confused for a moment.
How did you acquire carvings in your bones, if I might ask?
Yara sits there for seconds. Can be a long story, but to keep it short, it was either due to a hag or trying to gain trust from someone which I can't remember.
He strokes his sort of long, white, rather unkempt beard. The bones around his neck seem to sort of clack quietly, echoing through the hall.
He sounds like some sort of necromantic ritual.
Oh.
It is not uncommon for some necromancers to inscribe runes of power within the bones of their thralls. In the dynasty, we prefer to leave the integrity of the bones themselves intact. Rather, we'll decorate them. This sounds like something that's entirely...
Was magic in them at some point, but they have faded. Or has been using remove curse to keep it suppressed for some time, but not knowing how to heal. These
So is this a curse you're talking about?
here I think so. He's not really sure.
I cannot speak to the curse, but healing the bones is a simple matter, I imagine. If one can find someone who is skilled in the art of regeneration.
Hoping find someone here, or perhaps request that from Gonzala. Dishar is not really sure how that works.
There are not many individuals, not even priestess here, that has been able to successfully practice that spell. But Banzala, if you wish to speak to Banzala directly, I would seek out the necropolis, in the heart of the Tanzan swamps.
Okay. The guide said she would probably lead us there some point, so I could probably ask her.
Oh, you have a guide. Good. Very well then, it should not be much of an issue. As long as your guide is competent and knowledgeable of the swamps.
He is very competent and very knowledgeable from what Dishar has seen.
Then I suppose I wish you the best of luck on your travels.
Dishar, thank you for imparting such knowledge.
He gives you a nod.
Have a good evening.
You too.
And she leaves.
Many of the tourists offering their sincere appreciation to Teokan and the temple. Some others seem a little apprehensive, with a degree of culture shock, as you and the rest of them sort of step out into the world beyond, back into the bustling streets of Itzel. Some touched by the divine practices they encountered within these ancient walls. To some, these rituals, you can imagine, be considered strange and dark.
Yeah, but with what Dishar has seen, she's keeping an open mind.
And with that, I imagine, returning to the others in the resort, unless you wish to do anything else.
She's going to seek out Angus.
Okay. Angus, I imagine, is probably in and around the marketplace. Would that be correct?
I think he's currently at the resort because he was going to go do some shopping, and he was going to invite somebody to that, and I had a little RP thing set up for it.
Oh, yeah. So this takes place during the night. I imagine, Angus doing a little bit of late night shopping. Can probably easily meet up with Gillard.
I'll do the shopping tomorrow morning, and this it's late at night.
Okay.
He headed
Okay.
back to the resort.
Alright. No worries.
Right.
So he's at the resort,
Okay
Alright.
then.
making a little supper.
Super.
Super. He's just over there cooking a little bit, doing a little ditty of a tune.
Everything's dark.
He, quietly as you can, is from a certain length of ways. Angus, I have a
Out! God, you're being too quiet. Don't sneak up on me like that.
sorry force of habit.
No, it's fine.
And he goes back to stirring his little meal.
Ah, did you want a serving? Is that it?
Yes, but right now I want to apologize for earlier.
Hmm?
You seemed upset, though. Hikara has gotten you the finest ale in Tanzia, a keg of it, right beside the steam hammer.
Well, all's forgiven.
What was I upset about?
Hikara's going to be dancing a little bit around the subject. History.
Yeah. Oh. I appreciate the story, lass. I really do. And I'm touched, you know that. Well, it's everyone's history, but a history part of my folks too. It's just that. It's a little rough going through the dreams and things that seem like they're prophecy, you know? And then going off and figuring out you're related to a god of your people. I've always worshipped my ancestors, but there's been this disconnect between the greatness of them and me. And having something kind of put in your face, saying no, it's not your great uncle cousin over there 3 generations back, twice divorced. It's a straight shot down bloodline of about 5 lads, give or take. That's... It's a little difficult, and it makes me wonder how much of what I can do is because of me and my strengths, or is it because I'm a favourite grandbaby that people answer? It's just, and it gets in these uncomfortable questions, and it hasn't been long, and I'm still thinking about things, and I'm trying to... I don't know how I feel. So everything feels weird, because I don't understand it yet. It's not you, I'm just... I don't know. I'm sorry. I appreciated your story, I don't know what to do with this knowledge. You know?
The way the Jar see it is just, right now, a story. Don't think of it anything else. Just a story. You're making your own story, yes?
That's the thing. Stories are important. It's not just a story. A story is a history. A story, it's a lesson put in something for you to remember. It's
But
I guess it's a difference in culture.
yes and no. A story is written by its author, right?
I suppose.
You don't like how the story sounds, then change it. You're the author of your own story.
Well, half of the time I'm not, with the way things go around here. And the other half of the time, well, it's generally Zerth, the ones that's taking the notes.
Your demon friend from
He tells
Southern
a
Gate.
good story. Don't tell anyone that he's my best friend. Don't tell Granite, he'll get a little sad.
Just,
Either way,
just meeting you two,
it's true.
it shows that you're friends. That's good.
He's a very good friend. You're a good friend too. I appreciate your concerns. It's just... It's a big life-changing thing. I've learned that an ancestor a few back is the one that relit the Doonhearth Forge. The Great One that did all the magic craftings at,
Mm-hmm.
he made a pact with a dragon, and so the fire never goes out again. He's the one that made the ring the Cursed King wore and twisted when he slew and stewed my people. My family gave that Cursed King some of the power. Even if it wasn't intentional and it was corrupted, you can't change the fact. You know, who forged the sword in the war? Now I know that I'm related to this. The further I go back, the more and more I'm uncovering of these great things, and it's just... I don't know if I'm worthy to be related to that. Kind of gestures up and down as he's just wearing his apron. I'm just a baker. I'm just a cook. Look at me, I'm stewing mushrooms right now. Shouldn't I be out, like, picking my teeth with the bones of some ancient giant or some beastie I slew and wearing their hides as clothes? And it just... it's a lot for me to try and take in.
Did you ever have to ask, why are you putting yourself on a high pedestal and expecting yourself to fall?
I don't expect myself to fall, but it's like...
From
some
what
things
you-
feel like I'm being pushed up on the pedestal, and I don't know if I'm ready, or if I'm the right one to be standing up. I want to be up there. I want to be the person that people want to put on a pedestal. It's just... a lot to change very fast. It's...
You think-
I'm out of my traditions.
You think... I want to ask you honestly, just from your interactions with me, where do you think I should be?
Where you should be?
Yes. I want your thoughts.
Kind of looks you up and down. Probably atop some great tower somewhere. A few lads about you trying to pick your brain for something. Maybe you've got a special lad to your side to stop you from rambling on a side story. I mean, they're pretty entertaining, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's hard to follow. Maybe for them it would be easier because they'd be smarter when it comes to those kinds of things. But you like your stories, and again, so do I. I think you'd make a pretty good teacher. I've seen you stab somebody once. You might be good at that, but I see the magic more.
Well, the way you see as fate are things that ironically should be set in stone. I should be a cleric by all counts and purposes. My father wanted me to be a cleric, trained me till my bones hurt, even though I didn't want to. Could have been that, but I chose a different path. To be a scholar, to help people in the way I see fit, not how he sees fit.
Hey, that's a good way about going it. Not everyone's fit to be a cleric. It's a lot of routine. It's a lot of strict rules and orders and ways that you maybe aren't best for you. And you know, clerics are scholars too. You're just studying a different way. It's not like you gave up on the faith.
He didn't, but the way he went about it was wrong. Anyway, it ripped a tear between me and him, and I started to hate him and everything about connected to him. I wanted to do something different. In the same case, you think that it's because of your blood and your connections, it should be something grandiose, larger than life. But the way I see it, you connect with people on a base level. You're not...
Call me basic.
No, I'm calling you down to earth.
Well, I would hope so. I'm a lot closer to it.
You're not delusional. That's the thing. People would think a hero would have grandiose ideas and very smart, very strong, but we're all mortal. We're all people. So you should remember that first. Yes, you do heroic things, but doesn't mean you put yourself last as being less than mortal. You should remember that.
Problem is, for me, right, lass, I look at folks and I see them and they're more than mortal. And then I understand that I am mortal. And it's a bit difficult. Hearing and seeing stories of what others have done and seeing, oh, am I worthy of that? Or am I just, as he grabs his little wooden spoon, supposed to be the stoops, or I can't even say it right, soup stirrer. See what I mean?
Yes. What the Jara was getting at, and she make it plain, is the small things that keep away the dark. Not the big, grand, bolstering sun or thunderous storms of lightning. It's the small things. Like you with your soups and your meals. They give us happy memories to continue moving forward. You need that. You need memories like that.
Well, at least I'm doing that right. That feels pretty good.
And
I'm glad I can at least give you some happy memories.
at least you have some place to return to. Yard turns away and is wiping a tear from her face.
I don't know if I do. What with your saying, my kings, how did you put it?
Corrupted and manipulated.
I have a little tavern, but the folks that cook the meals are no longer there. The recipes are the same, but it's a lot emptier, just ran by my guild. Everything that was me and my peoples are now once again being pushed on by the humans. And everywhere I could go to look to find homely pride, I see a strange different banner with a hand held up to try and unify us, but it feels like it's ripping everything apart. I don't know if I have much of a home to return to right now. I guess maybe in that way we're a bit of the same.
In a sense, yeah. In a sense, yeah. But hey, besides the two wanderers of the world this moment, at least finding a path, and so am I. Even if it is just the time being making stew and me writing scrolls one step at a time.
His little bit more serious face softens and he looks down. I'll take yours for you.
What?
He looks at your tail.
Oh. I appreciate that, but I'm living two lives. A very heavy burden. My own and a previous love who I made a promise to see the world. So can't stop now, can I?
You could, but if the question is, do you want to?
It would be a dishonor to their memory, so I shan't. And it would be a dishonor to you to stop doing the best you can do.
Hey,
Sorry.
I just have to figure out what that best is.
Well, we have friends to help us about and each other, so if you're ever lost, I'm sure Vellum can help light the situation.
He's pretty good at that. I'm just a little... How shall I say this? He kind of takes a deep breath over his stew and he thinks, taking on a lot and I want to, because it needs to be done. but I'm trying to solve problems right now. See if there's something I can do. I'm just worrying if I'm the best one for it.
I don't think you'll ever be 100%. If you think to yourself, am I worthy? Let your actions speak about it.
Right then.
It's at that point you hear sort of in the background from the balcony. You hear Vanmir go. Does that mean Angus is my uncle now?
But
Not technically.
chance.
And I
What-
presume they would be returning from balcony because it's been a long time. I'm sure war crime talk has stopped by now.
Yeah.
I think so.
Would everyone be back by now? It's pretty late.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Everyone except Liska,
Liska.
Tully, and Ida.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
they're camping.
they're having a sneaky nighttime camp. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone here except for I guess Liska's not back from her date yet. I'll assume that's a good sign. I have an announcement and probably the last one, so don't worry.
That
How
just
do I
gives a
pronounce
look.
it this time?
Mikara is just leaning with her head in her hand. Do tell.
Sao gives a look over and she just narrows her eyes at him for a moment before she asks in Orcish to him, "So, you finally decided to adopt her?"
Yep.
After some thought and talk, I have decided to adopt Vadmir.
Oh,
So she is now Vadmir Shiraya Fajir. And he'll like
Congrats.
give her a little tussle of the hair.
You see her sort of bouncing on her hooves excitedly. She wraps her arms around your waist, hugs tightly.
Ah, that's all well and good as and he sips some soup and he pauses and he spits. What?
yeah, it's just turned around, trying to stifle a laugh.
Well, I'm a father now. I'm as surprised as you are.
How are you surprised? But
It's sort
you're
of
not even the same species. How do you? Oh wait, no, you said adopt.
yeah, adoption.
That's-
I still need to send a letter back home to make it official, but I'll be doing that in the morning.
Does she not have actual parents? Wasn't she just lost?
I'm afraid not, Angus. I believe this was touched
Oh.
upon, but it was some time ago. They
When
he'll sort of look to Vadmir to like get the okay to talk about it.
She gives you a sort of a silent, solemn look, and then a subtle nod.
Her parents are no longer with us. They were lost to Vadmir in I believe it was a goblin attack.
Oh,
it was a goblin attack.
goblin attack where?
It was in the Ebonwood.
Those buggers seem to be all over the place.
Uh-huh. And how long ago was that?
very, very long time ago. What can I remember?
Do you know... I'm sorry, that's a terrible thing. Do you know the name of your village that they attacked?
She thinks for a moment.
The DM didn't have an answer.
That's the thing.
Improvise.
Volume generator! Oh, fantasy elf!
Okay, all jokes aside, Masai was just giving like Vellum this sort of knowing look that like took you long enough, huh?
He's just gonna kind of turn. How old is she? I never asked.
Well, it's tricky. There's demon age and equivalent age. I can never really.
Alright, stepping aside the equivalent age, how many years? Or perhaps I should ask, how many decades older is she than you?
Couldn't tell you.
Vatmia is she strains to think for a moment. You gather, even being probably as old as she is, being a satyr child, even she struggles with memory a little bit.
It's okay. Take your time, buddy.
61 years, I think. After the first few decades, you tend to lose track.
That kind of makes sense.
I imagine better retention comes with age.
Aben would last 60 years. I'm not sure. He kind of does a big brain think on this.
It's like, what is math? Well, regardless of the years she has, my understanding of it is
14.
she is more of, let's say, around. Jenna, what sort of like equivalent age was it decided as? I can't remember. It was like 14, 16?
Yeah, equivalent age of in human years would be about 14.
Okay. Well, from what I figure, about like a mid-range teenager, like 14, 15 maybe. At least by the behaviors and the development.
Angus, studying a bit of history about goblin attacks idly in your youth. One village does come to name as being a particularly infamously brutal goblin attack that raged its way across the Ebonwood. One of the villages that it was said to have engulfed was the satyr village of Osanthia. I will stick that in the party chat.
Kinda scratches his chin. If it would have been within the last 60 years... If it's in the Aben Woods, it makes me think of the Redmore tribe that could have been in Osanthir?
Osanthir.
Osanthir, that was it. Hey?
Vagnia lived in
Where is that?
Osantir for most of her life.
Hey? There's a few different tribes about there. Redmaw comes to mind. They are famous for having very red gums and teeth. They tend to stain it with berries and mud. There is also the Stonefoots, famous for their large, clubbed feet. More than the goblin normally has, at least. And maybe a few more, but I'm not sure on that. Not saying that's who it is, but those are the ones known to cause a muck in that region.
Well,
They had bright green eyes, and purplish skin.
Jander, can I get a sense of how if this is making Vanya uncomfortable talking about?
Yeah,
the
make an
subject,
insight
or
check.
she's fine. Bop.
This is. She seems to be recalling, inadvertently recalling, traumatic memories, and it's she. You can tell she'd rather think about something else.
At that point, Velen will sort of speak up a bit. Perhaps now isn't the best time to talk about the particulars of what is obviously a very difficult time for her.
Right. And I just throw out that little 21 history.
Yes, that
Purple fucking skinned goblins.
purplish skin, and bright green eyes. That doesn't sound like any natural goblin. If anything, it sounds like goblins tinted with some sort of essence of the Spirit Grove, or some sort of sylvan magic. But you've heard of these before. This sounds like this sounds like the Sneakweed tribe.
Sneakweed.
Yes, Sneakweed, infamous for using for the utilization of druidic magics that take on this sort of gnarled and barbed and thorned essence, if you will.
Oh, that's alright. Don't worry, Mr. Harbit, Father. I was just doing some thinking, trying to get some important information, you know? What's the title? Closure. That's it.
Oh,
Well,
I do appreciate that. But
when we're
maybe
done
time.
here, we'll do a little sailing trip, right? We'll pay a visit to the Sneakweed tree.
In time, we'll see. For now, let's just focus on the positives.
You know what? Here, I just finished some mushroom stew. It's got all kinds of little dino bits in there. You have some of this. I'm gonna go grab my tablet real quick. I'll be right back.
I sense a clue coming on.
And he goes to his room. For the next, few minutes, you just hear a little ding, ding, unmistakable of his chisel.
Well, I had a feeling that was coming.
Uh,
Go on, Vardy, get yourself some food.
Okay. And with that, with the subject dropped, she immediately perks up, and she is straight for a bowl of stew. What is he
There you
doing in
go.
there?
Something very personal that he likes to do to remember certain things.
Oh, okay. Meanwhile, Angus is just describing the entire sneakweed tribe.
No, everyone else has like a name, right? With like a clan name of something to be really sure, so I'm not getting like the wrong fucking Ferrickson.
Again.
But like, yeah. But this is just Sneakweed tribe, just all of it.
Honestly, I'm
Goblin.
surprised you haven't got like just goblins.
That's
on
it.
your grudge.
Yeah, no, he already has that grudge of like all greenskins, but then he's like, oh wait, there's some that aren't greenskinned. There's these purple fuckers. All right, let's make sure I specifically cover them.
It's like I'm gonna have
When
to
you
make
grudge,
sure
you
that
have to grudge accurately.
yes, you have to be very specific.
All I'm saying is if your child's afraid of monsters under the bed, and you crawl under the bed and you start fighting something, and you come out with like a dripping sack saying, I got it, it's not going to do anything anymore, your kid's not going to be afraid of the monster under the bed. You killed it. Right? Give
Yep.
the kid closure.
Yep.
But yeah, when Vladimir goes eats, Velen will just sort of plop down and sit next to Sal. And for speaking up in Orcish. Yes, it took me long enough, but it was a little harder for me to see than the rest of you.
Well, it's been clear ever since you started being worried about her. I may just be slightly more perceptive on that front, or I might just be, used to people caring, watching. I mean, a large family does help, but really, this long?
Well, that's the funny thing. I know people fairly well from my background, but can't really look at myself.
Alright. I can tell you this much. One, I think you're gonna be a pretty good father. Maybe not the greatest since,
I'd be.
But I think you'll do good.
I hope so. I am pretty much going blind here, but I've gotten this far with some guidance from above, and I like to think I'll do alright with her.
We'll see. At least you can talk with her. That's a big bonus.
Oh, and at least she feels like she has a place now. Instead of a tag along. Well, now I just need to find her a mother.
You can just see Sal's expression just being like, oh yeah, that's gonna be a while.
Oh dear God.
Alright. Let's try one thing at a time.
Oh yeah, I gotta get my head around this first. But apparently I've been doing a fine enough job so far, just like, guess I'll just keep following my instincts.
Well, you got a long road ahead of you.
I do. But maybe it'll be a little less lonely.
Maybe. Oh, by the way, I hope you've noted down her birthday.
I mean, hard thing to forget, but don't see why.
Birthday gifts.
Right, that's a
Child
thing.
child should never be bereaved of a gift on their birthday.
Definitely not.
The only time that kind of stops is when they enter the ranks of the grown-ups. Or as my father said, when it's time for you to pick up your mantle and be a soldier.
Well, your father's opinions I will not speak on. But you make a point. I just hope she can remember when her birthday is.
My father tends to use military terms a lot. I think it's a habit drilled into him from his father, but he never talks about him. Ever.
Yeah, it must run in the family. And give her a look.
Maybe. Anyway, try and ask her about her birthday or at least ask her when she would want a gift. Which I'm pretty sure she's gonna answer with every day, but, you know.
Well, I've been careful not to spoil her. But I will find out. Maybe there can be a conversation later.
Maybe. For now, congratulations, you're a father.
That I am. Not quite official yet, but we'll get there.
It's less about the paperwork and more about the decision.
True. And she does seem happier.
Being stuck that long underground with no one around. Yeah.
Well, not just that, but like I said, it's about belonging, and she seems to have a very high opinion of us, all of us. She holds us on a very high pedestal.
We did kind of swoop in from out of nowhere and basically saved her from what was an eternity alone underground.
True, but she was starting to doubt herself. She was feeling like she wasn't useful. I mean, I try and ask her to help out now and again to keep her busy and feel like she's doing something worthwhile, but with all the stuff we've done, it's a lot for a young mind to worry about.
Mm. Whenever someone works on their own a lot, they often tend to only rely on themselves. And when pushed into a group, it can feel like they're not doing enough.
I was just gonna look at Sal. It's like, huh, really? I hadn't realized.
Yeah. Try picturing our situation when we first met up, and then take that and put it towards a child.
Like father, like daughter, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's getting late. It's been a wild day, shall we say?
Very. We do head out tomorrow, so make sure you get some rest.
I will. Probably gonna do a quick run by the markets tomorrow morning. Have a last look, and then we'll probably meet up.
Likewise, I'd rather be prepared for whatever hell we're getting into.
I did recently do an inventory of all the stuff I have, so I should be okay. Nothing is missing, and I have plenty of potions.
Same. If you find yourself lacking in anything, hit me up. I've probably got something laying around here.
I really should start making more containers of holding, but that's for later. We got a dungeon to go through.
Well, it does help knowing where you find what you need. Maybe it just comes from a mercantile background. Well,
Oh, you
You'll
should
sort
see
of-
my room back home. Everything was labeled. Every drawer has a number, and everything was. You could find anything.
if you knew where to look.
Just about reading the labels, really. And there's
Well-
a cheeky smile.
Well, maybe you can show me someday.
Perhaps.
Well, I'm gonna get some sleep. He'll sort of like do the hands-on knees thing and get up. Good night, sir.
You really are becoming a father.
I did this long before I became a dad. Sleep tight, Sal.
Sleep tight.
And eventually, off to bed.
Alright. So, unless there's anything else anyone wants to say to each other, we can finish the day.
Giant temple.
You're excited, I see. So,
We're excited for murder.
as
Isn't
morning
everybody?
as morning comes, you all stir awake and prepare for the day. I imagine at some point, Liska's going to make her way back into the lounge at some point.
Yep. It's just like you know what? As Liska gets back, I'm gonna approach. Got a second, Liska? Nothing bad, I promise.
Yes, of course. What's up?
Well, I didn't think you would be gone all night, but good for you. But just to keep you up to date, I have officially adopted, Vladimir. I'm a father now.
Okay. Is that like she's gonna be slightly cause like what makes it official?
Well, I say official, but you lot have noticed I've been in denial about it, so... Well, I won't say official, it's been decided.
Okay.
You
I just
still
curious
need to send
'cause-
home, but, you know...
I was just curious because it's like did you say paperwork or something like official is such an interesting term to use.
I guess I may have been getting ahead of myself. In all honesty, I haven't even sent a letter home yet. But it will be in time.
Right. Cool. I mean, it is very obvious that you care for her. I do not see any reason why you shouldn't. I mean, she's gonna kind of look to Vladimir and then back to Val like, I mean, you do understand that she will outlive you by a very, very long time, yes?
I know, but by then, hopefully I'll taught her enough that, she'll get by. But that is the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
This is an odd request, but I was wondering if you would be Vladimir's godmother.
Leska's gonna kind of like tilt her head. Like, what does that mean?
Well, it's essentially a sort of close friend of the family that, in certain circumstances where, say, I'm not around or a sort of pause, I'm outlived, she has someone she can rely on. Someone that can help if need be, but hopefully by then she won't need. But family's family, you know?
Okay. Sure. I mean, it doesn't seem, from the way you describe it, it does not seem like there's that much of a difference than what I am doing already.
True, but worth making sure.
It is, I guess it is to make it official.
Something of an honorific, we'll say.
Understood.
Thank you, Liska. It's nice to know if the time comes that she's got someone she could lean on. It's something
course.
of a more relative lifespan.
Yes, I mean, it was something I had already given thought to, given, the situation that we, I guess, are in.
Right then, I trust your night went well.
Yes, it was very nice. It was good to catch up with some actual Ragnarokians.
I imagine so, being far away from home.
Yes, it is. Like, I don't know, it's just nice being able to talk in your native tongue to someone and have them talk back. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you speak demonic, but it is different.
I'm not up to the same par, I know.
Idioms and jokes and stuff, yes. But yeah, I mean, it is cool. It is nice to see, and hopefully, who knows? I don't think anything will come from it. Come of it? Yeah. Either way,
One of those bits.
thank you for telling me.
And
That
thank
is
you
always
for
it.
accepting.
Yes, thank you for this title, or whatever.
It is another one, isn't it?
Apparently. Oh, well, but last I left, Tuli and Ada were getting ready, so I guess we will leave relatively soon.
Yep, I know Sal was wanting to go double check we got good supplies. I may follow suit, but I have to stop off and mail a letter first.
Here.
Ben,
And swinging open the door is Varesh herself, carrying this small satchel under her arm. I hope you're all ready and awoken for today. I believe I have heard through the vine that you are doing a bit of dungeon delving today.
that we are.
Well, allow me, if you will, to grant my own contribution to your adventure. And that she takes off a small satchel, settles it on the sort of stone marble coffee table, if you will, in the centre of the room, and it is filled with these luxuriously decorated vials of ruby red liquid. These are potions. 6 potions of supreme healing.
Well, somebody's certainly continuing the generosity streak.
If by generous streak you mean not wanting you to die, then yes. At least not before the tournament.
Oh, such little faith in us, Miss Brasman.
She gives a sly smirk. Don't worry, dear. I'm sure you'll all do fine.
Well, it is appreciated. Thank you. So that was 6, right? So like 1 for each of us?
Yes. That's on the canvas there for you.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you do that now. I gotta
Yes.
close my sheet.
You can all take 1.
Everybody take 1.
Gotcha.
That's
All
the
right.
good shit.
Is this in a common area? Are we all there then?
Yep.
Well, I think we're more or less waking up and getting ready.
It's enough to like you would have heard her come in and talking and be like, "Oh, what's going on over here?"
Yeah. Angus is coming out with a little breakfast biscuit at the ready.
biscuit.
It's a bracken biscuit. It's breakfast because it's covered in egg and sausage and other spices.
But
Oh,
he steps up.
balls.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
sort of looks at that.
Now
Are
she's
those
given-
just for decoration, or and he kind of wiggles his fingers?
Up there to keep us alive. Good to see you, Miss Rasmus.
Ah, well, thank you.
You are quite welcome, Mr. Brackenblick.
It's nice not to die. No one else gave me potions. I just... Well, no, the snake gave me one to tie my toe. She's nice. Let's see. Alright, and he grabs one. Kind of pops the cork. Oh, it's good stuff.
Ah, yes, a fine vintage.
I thought I would sweeten the flavor of these potions. They always taste so medicinal.
Well, if everything starts tasting this good, I would be taking on a few more pounds of weight, but I think dungeon delving is good exercise for that.
Well, just try not to drink it before you need it.
You'll have to you'll have to tell me what you find within. I'm very deeply curious.
I'm sure we'll have plenty of stories for you when we meet again.
Apparently, this is becoming the talk of the academic societies of the dynasty.
Oh boy, a lot of ice around us then.
Well, think of it this way: more renown when we succeed.
Or ridicule if we fail. Or break something.
No, I think we're too stubborn to fail.
Hey, that's about right.
I was
Given the
about to say.
fact we've been through.
When's the
things
last time we failed at anything?
Eh,
Other than dying? We fail at dying a lot, and I'm okay with that. One thing I'm not okay with is, I have a confession. I have discovered I like art, and I want more. So I'm gonna go out into the town today before I head off. Does anyone have any rubies?
The jar has some rubies.
I
Can
do.
Do you need them? Can I buy them from you?
I don't really need them right now, so sure.
I need to turn them into a fine powder.
Hold on. I need to go.
I assume for
through-
some spellcasting reason.
Sure.
An ominous answer. Sure, let's go with that.
I don't have any rubies, but I have a few bloodstones laying around.
It needs to be rubies. Or any of them shards. Really, those work even better. Them funky ruby shards you found, whatnot, near the battle site. I was gonna say mass grave. Technically both work.
Now just sort of rummages through her bag for a moment and pulls out what looks like a red shard, but it's too consistent in color. Nah, this is the wrong kind.
Oh, right, here it is. He just opened up a ornate lockbox that has silver on it. And... Alright, one ruby... Moment.
Do you happen to know about how some of them, oh, I shouldn't call them freaks, but how some of them very, what shall I say, courageous individuals have copulated with dragons in the past? And then they kind of get their wacky magics from that. Instead of learning, of practicing, they just can't, it's literally in their blood.
You mean... sorcerers?
Sure. I don't know the difference.
There's a distinct difference, but, you know, go ahead.
Okay. To best of my understanding, Great Grandpappy didn't doink him, but he did make some sort of deal with what I believe to be either the same lad that spewed that shite out, or his grandkiddies. I don't know. Either way, I'm pretty sure that dragon that whatnot spat that out is the same dragon my great grandpappy talked with to light the forge, and I'm trying to get some things together for not so much sentimentality, but more like trying to make a magic thing, and the first one is, well, art. For me. On me. I like these, and he shows his hands where he has the Guy Fieri flame tattoos.
Ah.
Now, when I was there, the lad had a bunch of other ones that were all like dragon tattoos, and there was green ones, and a blue one, and it was cool. But he didn't have one that was red or even ruby, and I'm thinking, if I bring him one of these and some rubies, and I turn it into a dust and mix it with, I don't know, booze or something to make it liquid, and then have him inject that into me in the tattoos, then I can spit cool ruby fire instead of farts or whatever green dragons spit. Is that right? As he looks at Liska. Is she back yet? Is she around? He looks.
Yep.
Yeah, she's around, but I mean, you have fought against a green dragon. I want to reiterate that. It's like,
were there.
You killed.
They spit
You
poison,
killed a
right?
green dragon. Yeah, they spit poison cloud. They spit mustard gas essentially.
Mustard.
Yeah, farts.
Yeah, I mean, are you saying Angus's farts are like that?
Well, maybe not his. According to Dwarven society.
I'm gonna touch on that.
A toxic fart death breath. Right, instead of that, what if I had something a little nicer, like bellows? I don't know. What do ruby dragons breathe?
It's kind of it seems to be like a modified fire. If that makes any sense.
Hang about, Angus. This seems important to you, so it seems fair that one of these finally gets use. He'll sort of be rummaging in his pack, and he will pull out one of the ruby dragon shards. This might be better than just using a bog standard ruby. A little more on brand. And let me just send that to you. I used to have 4 of these things, and now I only have 1. I don't know what the fuck happened.
You gave me one. I think
I gave you 1, yes.
that I traded. I think Angus has one already.
No, I already gave him 1. I
Yeah,
didn't think
so-
he already had one, otherwise he wouldn't be asking.
He pulled one out to show.
Oh, I missed that part. I thought he was looking for something like what we found. Did he want more of it? Maybe I flubbed that whole scene. I apologize.
So I was just looking at Angus as she's sort of trying to process the fact of A, he does have tattoos, and B, he wants to get more.
Mhm.
Wait, you want to get tattoos?
Yes.
How
like
many
them.
How many do you have?
Only these.
And
He
where are
holds
you?
up his hands.
Where are you?
I like them because they can do this, and his hands ignite in fire.
Okay, that is.
There's your use for the day.
Oh, sorry, that made it hilarious to me. You're just like, his hands on fire, and he's just like, oh, fuck, I forgot they don't make me immune! And then he's just like, ah!
Nukes the entire room, burns everything again.
You have no idea how great I am at making s'mores now.
Okay.
So I was just, alright. Since you're still very new to this, I am probably gonna have to go with you.
Sure. Feel free. Tag along. Come join me. Let's
let's go get. What's the term?
Added?
There's a fancy term that the folks like to use.
Getting tattooed?
Inked?
No, it wasn't that. Oh well, I can't remember it. It was something like. They would say it back there as something like you want to go poke each other or something. When
That
one
don't
lad
sound
would
right.
give tattoo to the. I don't remember. It's better in Dwarven than in Trade Tongue.
We'll
Anyway,
figure
you
that
wanna
out
go-
later.
You want to go get poked?
Sure. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
I'm going to go get a... I'm gonna go shop for the hammer.
Okay.
Well, try not to get carried away, you lot.
Alright then.
That reminds me, on the way home last night, I bought everything we need to make some bombs. That might be useful.
Bombs.
Do you mean like
Mhm.
the flashbang bombs I told you about before? You know, you decided to throw a pound of magnesium into water.
I have the magnesium too.
Okay, we can talk on it on the way.
Alright, meet up later then. Come on, buddy.
Okay.
I have 10 pounds of black powder.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I'm gonna make a big bomb.
Okay, I am charging right beside Alchemist who with a penchant for fire. Got it.
Alright, so heading out into the streets of Itzel to attempt to get a tattoo done of some sort of ruby dragon breath tattoo, I imagine.
Yes.
Alright, so would you like to roleplay that out, or shall we just go and...
Sure. That'll let you like test the waters, I guess. He'll. I remember, and he was around up over this way, and it's the one where all the people like to hang out and smoke, and wear clothes that barely cover themselves. But where you can see the tattoos, I think.
And indeed, you see, as
Either
you...
that or it's just worn.
Alright, as you round the corner, you do indeed see some sort of stately looking temple structure, and you can see a number of small small carve-outs in each tier of the temple as it kind of rises up towards the sky. It's like a high-rise estates, if you will, and you can see at the very top is this very opulent-looking small temple structure, and takes you a bit of a moment to catch your breath as you ascend the stairs. But at the very top, you see this glorious wide curtain that you pull aside. You see one individual who sort of leaned forward on this stone altar with this very resplendent and muscular looking individual, very heavily tattooed with this gold feathered headdress, this flamboyant cape that sprawls behind him, and he kind of takes a small wand and finishes up what looks like some sort of grand design over the back of this individual, and with a flourish, he gives it this sort of this signature at the very base of the back, his own personalised signature, and Kulkan is done. The customer sort of gets up, thanks him, and makes his way off. Give him
Just sign his name at the base of that guy's back and give him a tramp stamp.
not quite a tramp stamp, but it looks like this sort of sort of not the smaller back, but a bit ways up to middle of the back, where you can see he did this sort of glorious spread winged stylized eagle tattoo that kind of drapes across
You
these.
can't go back from that, Janner.
Oh no, it's
not a
cool.
stamp.
But I'm just saying, if somebody like signs their name Greg on my back for my tattoo, I'd be like, what the fuck, man?
It's not his actual name, but you can see this signature rune sigil type pattern that he seems to be doing with each and every one of his tattoos.
It's his maker's mark,
Yeah,
right?
and he's definitely taking great care to sort of weave it in with the design, not making it. It's not like intricate tattoo
get it,
and
I
then
get it.
stamp.
That's what.
Yeah. So, I will say, I guess so for the sake of brevity, we can say that presenting these ruby dragon shards will effectively take off from the total cost of, say, a mark of the red dragon, and we can flavour that as mark of the ruby dragon.
If I give you one of these and a bunch of other rubies, can you crush it up? And I'll do it for you. Can you use it as the ink? So I have real rubies in me?
Kulkan kind of strokes his chiseled chin. Kulkan can do this.
Cool,
And-
cool, can do it!
Kulkan can. He offers his hand for the rubies. Oh wait, no,
Yes.
that's because you're doing the crushing of the rubies, aren't you? So
Yeah, I can do that.
yeah, he gestures for you to continue.
Yeah.
Do you even need to water down the dragon shards with rubies when you've got 2 of them?
But I need one of them for other crafting project.
Ah, okay. Yes, fair enough. Alright, so what I did wasn't stupid. Hooray!
No, in fact, it was awesome.
While Angus is doing that and, hashing out details with Kulkan, Sao is just gonna have a peruse around. I'm sure they do tattoos differently here than what she's used to back home.
Oh yeah, definitely. Their tattoos are mainly formed from some sort of altered state of gems or metals, and sort of gone through some sort of alchemical process in such a way that it's not harmful or toxic to the skin.
I mean, with magic involved in some regard, it's gonna be sanitized. I'm
Oh, yeah.
assuming.
Yeah.
You gave me a hell of a ruby. Who gave me the ruby?
I did.
Yeah, rubies
That
are fucking
is it.
valuable.
That is an incredibly valuable ruby.
Yep.
What's
They make some of the
what's-
highest
Holy-
tier jewelry out there.
What's the value of the ruby?
1,000 gold.
5,000.
5,000. Yeah. My bad. I'm thinking of the other ones.
So 5,000 plus that ruby dragon shard.
6,200.
That would more than cover the entire cost of the mark. So yeah, with Kulkan's specialist skills, actually, how
He's gonna point at the pin. Can I have one of those in practice?
he gives you a strange look. Are you sure
The
you know
emerald
how
pin
to?
themselves.
Are you sure you know how to handle Kulkan's tools?
Don't worry. And Sao takes out an emerald pen of her own. You can borrow mine for now.
Are you sure? He kind of turns and looks.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, then I suppose the rest is a tip.
Very well.
So, When are you planning to have this done?
Huh? And he kind of is turning around and he's unbuttoning his shirt.
Where on your body are you planning to have it done?
My dark.
Flaming.
Look at this! Look at this ruby dragon! Look at the hairy crest on the back of his head.
You know, you joke, but you know somebody's done that. You know, some motherfucker in this town has gotten a dick.
Can I get it on my belly?
So just sort of looks to Kulkan for a moment, and then sort of leans in and whispers, "This is only his second tattoo."
He knows he did my first. Wiggles his fingers.
Oh, well then. Are you sure you want it on your belly?
What's they say in the belly of the beast? Is there a more perfect, what do they call it? Canvas?
Well,
I got the most surface area right here.
I can't argue with that, but I will tell you this. That is going to be very, very sore.
Kulkan has
Nice
methods
pain.
to ease the pain. Kulkan can make use of this canvas.
Kulkan.
Kulkan can.
Alright? Oh, this is going to be entertaining.
Let's turn on some music so Kulkan can cat.
So, how are you powdering these diamonds? Not diamonds, rubies and shards.
With mud.
Susie. Say it.
I didn't. That was gonna
I'll be
say-
honest, I was torn between fist and dick, so I just shut up. Crushed him with my dick.
With the might of my cock slapper, I'll just.
Fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ.
Why do you think I shut up?
Continue.
is gonna be
Let's
fucking-
stop this train from derailing.
With my magical fucking anvil hammer, I will carefully break this.
Alright, are you using fabricate?
I was going to use the magical hammer.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Krunka, stop. What I could fabricate it and then just turn it into the finest dust possible. But I don't want to spend the spell slots. I'm breaking it with my hammer.
Okay.
Oh, could you potentially do it with your little dwarf, your daily channel divinity thing?
It.
Or does
I
that not
don't
work
know.
for gems?
Does this qualify for metal? It'd have to be
no.
partially consistent of metal. Oh, I know how I could.
Put it
Oh
in me.
no.
Oh damn it! I don't have any orichalcum. Platinum's the best thing I have.
Just wrap it in copper. Like mold a copper coin around it, and then bam, suddenly you.
I know, but I was gonna add like some fancy metals to it.
Actually, copper or brass or bronze could probably do something to enhance the redness of it.
I mean, regardless,
Yeah, that's
however you turn it into dust, you're probably going to need some sort of spell check for that. Not to see if you can't do it or not. It's just to see how long it will probably take. Because there's also this alchemical process to purify it, make sure it's not harmful to the skin. Which there are facilities here.
That's
to do
why I
so.
have Saoyun.
There you go.
Oh,
Okay, so
So what do you need me to do?
I'll say, just actually, make me a Smith's tools check. Using
these.
this you're also using your dark rune hammer.
guidance. Will Sayun be helping me at all on this?
Yeah.
Or that flash? I don't know if I'll need it. Let me see. Do I need it? Flash couldn't hurt.
Yeah, you get a flash.
20. 20 is enough. You, over the next 30 minutes or so, using your specialized knowledge, not of delicate jewel crafting, but just trying to whittle down gems into this gem into a fine dust. It's easy enough to do with Sayun's help. Alchemical process is going to take you about an hour to do so. More if you, depending on the roll. I'd like you, Sayun, to make me a check with your alchemist supplies.
Oh boy.
I'll help you in return.
Let's see here. That would be alchemist supplies. So how do you want me to roll that?
That would be up to you.
Carefully.
That actually brings me up to a decent thing. So, artificers get tool expertise in any tool I'm proficient with.
Are you proficient with alchemist supplies?
Yes.
Then you would have expertise with your alchemist supplies.
So how do I add that in? Situational bonus.
I would do the +4.
Yeah, that should already be in there, but just add the +4 just in case, and we can just finagle it after the roll.
So you help for advantage. I want to get this right.
Yes.
So 4 plus proficiency plus proficiency. Okay, so that is 22 from a 10.
What can I say?
Yeah, 22 is more than enough to pass. So, in the span of a couple of hours here, at Kulkan's canvas, you manage to fracture the ruby, the ruby dragon shards and the ruby into this fine powder, and distill it into this this fine, sparkling ink and paste that Kulkan can make use of.
Alright, this should be just the right consistency.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a little thicker than what I'm used to since, dust. But
Kind of grabs his belly. Yeah, well, me too, but dessert.
Now, please be quiet. Allow Kulkan to work.
it's interesting to see your methods.
So, over the course of about an hour, I imagine you've all gotten up fairly early this morning.
Bright and sunshine.
Yep. He does this. He works on this this tattoo. He less sort of injects it into the skin, and more just sort of paints it over the top with this this elegant paintbrush. You can see that the sparkling gemstones writ large now upon Angus's stomach. What does this tattoo look like? How do you direct Kulkan?
I like the idea of it kind of like, hey, here looks kind of some of the Celtic art. Can you imitate a little bit of this and have your own flair on it? I like angular, I guess fire. That's cool. I like fire.
The fire in the belly.
Yes! Maybe it's like at the bottom, it's like coming up from like some kind of ruby lake. Maybe it's lava, maybe it's beer. Who knows? It's up for artistic interpretation. It's what you want it to be. But the point is, it looks like a badass '90s dragon poster rising up out of a lake of something and spitting some fire up towards his throat.
And Kulkan, being a master tattoo artist here in Itzel, the place of luxury and wealth, is a master at his craft. No need to even roll. You've already made the rolls. And by the end of it, there is this incredible work of art that's sort of painted with this incredible artistry across your stomach. And he takes a moment and goes over to a small chest, takes out a small red-coloured metallic pen, hands it over to you. This is for attunement purposes. If you ever wish to get rid of this tattoo, simply speak the word of your choosing. Place it against your stomach, and it will be absorbed into the pen. For use once more.
I love it.
And with that, you now have a mark of, not the red dragon, but the ruby dragon. I'll add that to your inventory after the game.
Well,
Also,
let's go find the lads.
Also, mark off a ruby and one ruby red dragon shard from your inventory. Just delete those.
Yep. Zero. Maybe just right click delete.
I sent you a DM, Janer, by the way, when you get a second.
Okay.
I'm just gonna send you something. Simple.
Okay. Figure is important to bring up.
Alright, coming back to the hotel. A hammer.
Kind of interesting to note how they do tattoos differently from like regular to magical.
Mm-hmm.
It's always interesting.
But yeah, this definitely has Sau's interest peaked.
Tattoos.
It's more because most of her tattoos are like actual tattoos. That's kind of why she mentioned it's gonna be a little sore. She wasn't expecting him to just, magically paint it on.
Magic tattoo.
By the shock to Val's system.
Not really, but like
Right. So,
inherently magic changes things. So it's more like this is interesting. A little cheaty though, but interesting.
No, I was just coughing. Continue.
So you're meeting up with Ida and Thule.
Yes, I do have a brief errand, but it's not anything that needs to be roleplayed. Sending off a letter, Janer. How much money should I knock off?
Oh, just a silver.
Alrighty. First class post back to the home. Let's go.
I'll send you a DM again.
All the DMs. Everyone send me DMs.
The DM is getting DMs. Surprise.
Alrighty, letter is sent. That's me done for this wonderful resort. I almost called it a shithole. That's my default response.
Yep.
it's somewhere I'm itching not to be anymore, I refer to it as a shithole. I don't know why.
I'm more so curious how you're gonna spring it on Rasmus than you actually adopted Vagna.
Oh, I didn't think to at the time, but it's gonna be hilarious when she eventually finds it.
So, I believe you said you were they told you, Liska, where they'd meet. I think it was down at the beach, I believe.
Yes. I mean, given that Liska's going to just take the group there, be like, we ready to go to the beach? To meet up with Tuli and Ada, not just, for more slacking off. Not that going to the beach is slacking off, you know what I mean.
I think we've had our fill on that. So, potions are checked, and Angus has gotten his tattoo, which, interesting look.
Check it out. I can bounce my pecs and wiggle my belly. The throat undulates and it looks like the fire's moving up to my throat. Is he kind of...
What the fuck?
Angus belly
he makes
dancing.
noise as he starts flexing. It's almost like a belly dance to make this dragon's head move.
It is a slightly disturbing sight.
You just hear something dragging behind you. You're trying to drag the hammer.
As Dejar comes by with this massive warhammer. The head looks like it's crafted from crystal and bismuth, and it has this sort of opalescent iridescence to it.
Don't you have a bag of holding?
I tried to drink. I took it out of the bag of holding just now.
I'm gonna be real here, Dejar. That looks way too heavy for you. Feel-wise, it fits with your, your magic, but like, maybe you should get some training.
Well, I wanted to ask Angus if he could change it to something I can use.
Oh? Kind of turns around. What day? And he buttons up his shirt.
I'm not gonna ask. I kind of would like to see if you can take this, points to this crystalline hammer, and you change it to something I can use with its similar properties.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this to you then, since it's taking a lot of space in my bag.
He's gonna kind of look at it for a moment.
Maybe leave it here, so we don't have to carry the extra weight.
Yeah, it'll be in his position though, so.
Aye, but then for the weight that I can carry, it's more loot for all of us to carry out.
That is
Just
true.
toss it in the
Rach will
wagon.
be here with her. Oh yeah. Well, toss it in the wagon or lock it up in the tank.
I think I'll
It'll be
just
fine.
let you just lock it up in the tank. It's better that way.
Easy peasy. Oh! I know! We'll sit outside, set up the tower. You can set it in the chest in there. And then we'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
There we go, problem solved.
Also, don't forget your newly find ale keg. You need to set up.
I did forget about it. Are you just trying to give me something else to drink? So I won't drink up all that oak enigma and lose the bet?
Yeah, I thought you were going to go with that. No, this is an apology gift. Just take it, please.
Alright.
Oh, almost forgot. Angus, did you manage to repair those, or rather, de-water those silks we got from the ship?
Oh! No! I forgot about that. I should be mending that.
No rush. Not like we're gonna use it for anything anytime soon, so...
I'll give you a hand with that once we're back.
I
Also
think
back.
it sounds great. You know, we can toss it in with all anything else we find that might need to be mended and made pretty. Probably get some torn up tapestries or something. Find something we want to fix fancy. And then we can come back and sell the lot we want to. Come out a pretty penny for it. Sound fair?
So,
Well, I guess with that, I think we're all set to go meet up with them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, as you venture out towards the beaches of Itzel, you do indeed see you see Ida and Thule dressed for the first time since you've seen them in some sort of best I can say is adventuring gear. Thule wears this long green and dark plum-coloured robe, trimmed with green leaves and tan furs. She has a number of small herbalism bags and pouches hung from her hip, and she holds this tall 9-foot-long staff coiled from twisted ebonwood branches.
Oh, that reminds me. She should look at the druid staff we dug up. She's probably the only person that could hold it.
You can see,
Let's get there first.
you can see Ida wears this ruffled blue shirt with flared shoulders that give her this sort of authoritative look, and she wears a frilled gold-trimmed dark blue skirt, and you can see a small purse of holding hanging from her side, and a sash around her shoulder. And as you approach, she addresses all of you. Ah, there you are. Have you got everything packed and ready to set off? Are you all well rested?
I believe we're all well.
Yes, we are ready.
All
More than I think I've ever been.
ready for some dungeon delving, I take it.
Ready to have a beer.
So, it's at that point that Vladimir pops up. Oh, we're going dungeon delving?
Oh,
It
she's
might be a
fine.
bit dangerous for you, Vaddy, so I think I might leave you with somebody to take care of you. But I'm sure we won't be long.
Right, here's a thought. What if, hear me out on this, Dal, what if she at least tags along and she can hang out outside in the big old fort and not in the place where people are disappearing?
Oh yeah, like outside where we're going, not here.
And we can stick our head in, and if it's not too dangerous, she can at least come and look and develop character. That's up to you.
Well, let's get there first. We'll get that far and see how it looks going in.
You notice Trudy kind of whisper a little something into Ida's ear, and they both kind of look at Vladimir with concern. And Trudy says,
Bellin is also looking with concern.
I wouldn't mind taking care of Vladimir while the rest of you head inside. I know that she looks at Ida. I know this is something that you have been looking forward to, my dear. So I think it might be best if you go in my stead.
Well, if
Well, if you're certain, Tuli.
I would be very
I know.
appreciative. It's a bit of an awkward circumstance, but at least I'd know Adol would be in good hands.
Kind of raises his hands. Well, the original plan was you two go off on your way and then our group goes on another. We can't really do that if one of you is just going off alone. So either we split up, or you have to join with us, or we leave Vladimir secured in the tower, or she tags along.
That might be an option. Well, regardless, let's get where we're going, and we can.
Could we?
We'll talk about it on the way.
Could we maybe, like, because we left her in Talali's care?
Halali, yes.
She's good with her, but I don't know how comfortable I feel leaving Vladimir that far away from us.
If Talali is a guide over there, because we're taking the hammer, we're not just, off and doing the magical teleporting, are we?
We're
I thought we
teleporting.
were. Yeah.
Teleporting.
Oh, that's right. That does mean it'll be harder to bring things back.
Well,
I mean, we have. I'm bringing a bag of holding, but I also have the giant portable hold, which can hold a whole lot.
A whole
We've all
lot?
got bags
More,
of holding. or
more
something.
so than. I see what you did there.
Alright.
But yeah, like more so than like a normal bag of holding.
Now, you're dad, but I have to say, hand up, in the air, full opposed to leaving her here. People are disappearing, it'll be far away. I don't think that's good. I think she should come with us. We could leave it with Lily, but that's a burden we're putting on her. And that's it. It's not up to her
if I
to
may.
raise your kid.
The tower. Once we
Aye.
get to the site, could you put up the tower and Vladimir could stay in there?
It will also be like a good, base of operations if we have to do multiple trips. She can hold the fort, so to speak.
We've got to make sure there's plenty of food and water in there, though.
Oh, I have
Ours
something
looks
back for
Angus.
that.
That was my suggestion all along. Is
I'll
worst
be
to
honest, I forgot
worst,
about it.
she hangs out in the tower. The thing we let her do alone while we're all sleeping. The thing that has the. No offense. The door not even Lise could knock down. With all the hidey holes and the shooty baits and the rocks to throw on people's head and the great cauldrons of boiling oil.
Well, don't know
I think
about
she'll
the,
be okay.
I don't know about the boiling oil part, but you are right. I had honestly forgotten about the tower. And that will probably be the better option.
You know the golden rams that are up top? Yeah, those are full of boiling oil you can tip on, lads.
Why
I'm
boil
aware,
oil?
I just
Like,
don't know
why
about
not just boil
a
water?
young kid doing that. Anyway, tower sounds like a plan. Let's get moving before we lose any more of the day.
Okay. I will stick to the tower then.
Yes, we're gonna leave you in the tower once we get in. We won't be long. And it'll be a bit of waiting, but you'll be okay by yourself, right?
Uh-huh.
And so give her a reassuring tussle.
Can she read?
I can read, yes.
Do you want to buy a book so you won't be so bored?
Don't we have a lot of books in the tower already?
Do we?
We gotta have some books that she can read.
The one thing that Angus is
We're
like,
trying to entertain him, not
literature?
put her to sleep.
what?
What are the books doing in my tower?
Wow. Okay.
I didn't put any books in there. So if there's any books in there, someone snuck some books in there.
Someone's trying to learn my tower. Those bastards.
Zichar has no idea what you're talking about.
Dejar, do you have any basic magic books that you might be able to leave with Vladimir? I mean, a little something for her to practice with.
Yes, that's what the Yard was talking about. Instead of putting people to sleep.
Right.
Well,
I'm
sleep is
just
good.
saying, you can only study for so long before stepping outside of the tower and look at something exciting seems a lot more eager. And if you're worried about the kid, at that point, I'm worried if something happened and she'll wander away.
But she could just go to the top of the tower to look out.
Yeah, but go off and explore if you're bored.
Vladimir
You know what I
will be
mean?
fine. Vladimir will be fine.
See, you heard? Vladimir will be fine.
Alright, I'm just saying, last time someone got a wee bit bored and saw a twinkle off in the distance, they wandered
And
away
we
from the tower and
teleport.
got their
And we teleport.
So,
I'm trying to
Ida
not
pulls
be too
out
much
this
session time.
this delicate wand from a purse and says, "Let us be off then."
Yeah, Ida's been
Please.
doing the teleportation circle this entire time we've been
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
Like,
She
trying
then
to-
traces
Angus is just cut
arcane.
off mid-sentence.
She
Bitching.
traces arcane sigils in the air, fall to the ground in this perfect circle, and she kind of talking over Angus for a moment. She says, "Please make sure to keep your extremities within the circle.
If you had just
Hands,
gone
legs,
ahead and
tails
stayed along with
included,
us, it would have been fine. We could have gone off.
or else we will be leaving without them, and it will be a very painful and important lesson in life."
Then we go.
And
it would be a
with
very
that,
painful, important lesson.
with that, she taps the wand on one of the sigils around you, and the entire circle lights up. Oh, and please,
And another thing,
please try to keep a hold of your stomach contents too. And
wait, what? What?
so,
Liska palms the top of Angus's head and turns it to the side. Just away from the group.
The rolls are concerned.
Oh,
Dude, it's
transmute the contents of my stomach.
I'll say it's
Feel like
teleport. You
Malfoy.
have to do a roll, which is
Oh, right.
fantastic.
with a dramatic and mesmerizing gesture, you all become ensnared by mystical tethers, and a peculiar sensation of spaghettification engulfs you. Arcane energies whip around, drawing you inexorably downwards, and as you descend, your vision is bombarded with flashes of dazzling crystal light, creating a kaleidoscope of colours around you. It's as if you're traversing through the intricate circulatory pathways of some almost sentient and living being. Despite the experience lasting mere seconds, it feels like an eternity as you lose all sense of physical form and become these ethereal motes of ley spark energy, riding the currents of the mysterious underground world. As the journey through the underground realm abruptly concludes, the mesmerizing sights, sort of captivating scents, and resonant sounds of Itzel fade away, leaving you momentarily disoriented. And in an instant, the surreal experience gives way to a completely different scene. An overwhelming cacophony of. Hang on.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did she say she's been there before?
Yeah, she's been there before. She did say she's been there before.
Yeah, Ida runs the excavations.
Yep.
Okay, so she's familiar with this.
Yes,
You're
yes.
worried about us getting fucking yeeted into. I don't
Yeah,
know,
he's
volcano.
looking.
That
He's
would fuck
looking
with
at the.
Janna's plan so hard.
Hey, dude. That's,
Or do you want me to drop you in the middle of nowhere?
Please don't. Please don't.
It would be an interesting path of the story to take, but I feel like you would have to prep a lot of new things.
be like, oh, son of a bitch.
I'm
mean-
just saying, something could have happened, and we don't know. Just because she's the head person there doesn't mean she's been there, right?
She literally
But
said
I
she's
think
been there.
Yeah.
I think someone as keenly interested in archaeological finds as Ida is, she would have been there. You know, she's not an old stuffy British officer who just hears about something and be like, yes.
I
She has a whole customized
I
tent
was
set
not
up
aware.
You hear the clinking of pickaxes striking rocks,
Students are prone to do.
the rumble of tumbling stones, the uproar of countless voices issuing orders and call-outs in an unfamiliar language envelop your senses. and with a jolt you find yourselves thrust into the heart of a bustling excavation site, situated amidst a majestic, sprawling, grassy plain. The contrast is striking as labourers and workers toil tirelessly in unison. The expansive campsite hums with activity, each individual engrossed in their tasks with unwavering focus. You see massive carts filled with excavated red stones and rocks that are being pulled by enormous scaled creatures, a common sight to you now in the region of Tanzia. The Dojin workers are a diligent and skilled group, coordinate their efforts meticulously, keeping track of supplies and making notes about the ongoing excavation. And as you stand upon the trampled dirt which was once a lush, green, grassy area, your attention is drawn towards the colossal quarry nearby. And it's a sight to behold, with hundreds of determined men working tirelessly to extract red rock and earth from its sides.
Alright, you want kidding? This is a very big dig site.
As your gaze scans the quarry's exposed sides and tiers, a fascinating revelation unfolds before you. You see elaborate patterns and murals that have been uncovered beneath layers upon layers of stone. There's something more profound here than a mere natural excavation, and it becomes evident that this quarry is not just a result of random digging, but a deliberate effort to uncover a concealed, gargantuan structure within the ground.
Angus, now we know why you dwarves like to build big underground.
Because there's a lot more space, it's much safer and cooler and it's pleasant and it's hard to invade. Should I go on?
You get it.
Make a valid point.
As you say this, Angus, with your keen expertise in digging and excavation, you quickly discern the telltale signs of an extensive endeavour. The growth of vegetation nearer the upper excavated tiers is it's a clear indicator that the operation has been going on for many years, possibly even decades. On the other hand, the freshness and moisture of dirt nearer the bottom point, it points to more recent work. It's like someone took an entire ziggurat, turned it upside down, and pressed it into the earth itself.
Interesting. A traditional open pit type mine to reach the catacomb itself is a standard practice. At least it's the most stable as long as you're alright with disturbing a large amount of the surface. But plants will grow back, animals will run away and return, or get made into dinner. So the lot of it's not too troublesome if it means the safest way for our lads to get down there and actually get into the thick of it. Right then, he's going to reach into his bag of holding and pull out a pickaxe. Let's be at it.
Angus, power.
Eh? Eh?
Well, a tower, but also we have the key to get in, don't we?
Yeah, but we need to set the tower up for Vadma.
Yes.
That's right. Sorry, I just...
Excited.
You are eager.
Listen, I haven't been able to dig in real rock in a while.
That is fair.
Alright. Where are we putting this?
Where do you want to put it at?
Masita, could you recommend a spot that won't get in the way of anything?
She kind of looks around as she leads you through the campsite, kind of pointing out various small clearings in the campsite here and there, which would serve as suitable places amidst the effort here.
Where won't it take up too much space and get in the way of some important path?
Perhaps over here, and she leads you to one of the sides of the campsite, a sort of a place on the outskirts that seems not to be in the way of anything.
How does it look safety-wise?
Well,
Is there like little hills or cliffs that could let somebody peer down on top of the tower or anything like that?
You're not currently in the pit itself. You're sort of clustered around the edges, or at least the camp is clustered around the perimeter, the outside.
So we're already at the highest.
Yeah.
How about on top of one of those? As he points to one of the large mounds.
Ah, yes. Provided you set it up a far distance away, shouldn't be much trouble.
Do you need to be on top of those?
No, those have already been excavated for quite a number of years now.
Right.
In fact,
Adam,
those...
how far do you think you could see from atop there?
I could see probably a long distance.
And how far could you throw something?
I don't know.
Wanna find out?
Sure.
Let's go! He's clambering up the mountain. Pickaxe in one hand, kicking his toes in with the other.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. It's going to take you a while. These are about... Each of these enormous obelisks that dot each side of this massive pit. You can see intricate patterns that have been weathered by time. Engravings of different points of Akteshi history that you're now digging your pickaxe into in your climb upwards.
There's nothing safer than a tower on the top of a mound.
A mound.
Yeah, so
You'll be able to see for miles.
So it's about 100 feet high. It's going to take you a little bit, but you with the aid of your pickaxe and with a number of handholds here that you can make use of. Yeah, it doesn't take you. I'm not going to have you roll for it.
If you want me to roll for it, I'll use my stone gloves and I'll just make not difficult terrain.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'll just give myself stairs.
So as you
can do that.
You find yourself now perched on the top of one of these four obelisks. You can indeed see this enormous grassland, this enormous savanna that stretches on for miles and miles around. You can see it's flanked on all sides, except probably the southeast by these dense jungles. You can see in the very, very distance this enormous herd of these long-necked creatures that you saw previously.
Oh, they're big even from here.
Wow!
Right, let's set up a good little sleep-in space, eh? I'll set it down, and over the course of the next few minutes, the thing will slowly rise and expand up.
Did Angus make stairs, did you say?
But let's say he made stairs for us up, and he's going to get rid of them on the way down.
Okay. Well, Velen will also
So
follow.
everybody can come up and get situated.
Offload what we need to, get the shit we need to.
Yep, yep.
Alright.
Okay,
So-
so you've set up a place for Vanya.
Yep. and he'll do one thing. Vadmia, do you have a bow?
I do not have a bow, but I do have my magic. And she summons this small, tingling spark of magic in her hand.
Do you know how to use a bow?
No.
No. No bow. Right. Would you like to learn how to use a bow?
Sure.
Here's something for you. He's gonna pull out a light crossbow. Something to start.
Giving the child a gun.
Good.
So how do you use this thing? You just and watch as she's turning it in her hand. She's kind of looks directly at the arrow.
We're gonna just pull that away. Maybe let's give her that when there's supervision around instead of when we're about to leave.
Oh. Do any of you have sending stones? By chance.
I have one.
No.
I have one, but I don't recall who has the other one.
The one I've got is the one for Rasmund.
And I have an empty one. Doesn't have a mate. Later.
That's
I don't
very
know how to-
spooky. Jesus Christ.
The ominous sounds, yeah.
Yeah, the fucking sudden ghostly ominous sounds.
Some guy stubbed his toe and it's just echoing really hard.
Quick question for you, Janet. How wide is the mound? Exactly.
The mound itself is about 20 feet wide on all sides. So sort of
Oh, so it's a perfect fit for the tower.
yeah.
Okay.
Whereas the pit itself, maybe
It's deep.
200
Huge.
feet by 200 feet.
Oh god, is this like the fucking thing we found in the Underdark? Jesus.
I was going
Oh,
to
boy.
give Valima a do the what is it thing? Stop the oasis, but that the mound is too small.
That's fine. There'll be plenty of food and water.
It's fine. Vladimir can use her magic. You have seen her throw magic at stuff before. Do you remember the noise?
That we have.
Yes.
You
But
are
we
a
do
pretty
remember.
competent caster.
I know you can use the magic to defend yourself. I'm just giving you a crossbow so you can practice shooting with the wind and have something fun to do.
Right.
Well, Tajah, if you could leave a couple of books here for Vladimir to look at. I know there's a curious mind at play there. Vadi, if anything happens, you know what you need to do. Just avoid, hide if you got to.
Okay.
Use your magic how I know you can. He'll sort of rummage in his pack and pull out one of the restorative ointments. He's got a full one. If you get hurt at all for whatever reason, use some of this and you'll be fine. And what else? Angus, you got any extra food or food you can leave?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the entire tower is stocked with enough food for 3 weeks for all 6 of us.
There's a
Right,
nice
well then
security
that's in
room.
hand then.
The tower is where I keep my chest of cauldron with all the food in there.
Right.
There's bread, pre-made, buttered and larded, your pick, all have garlic. And if you want to try, you can practice cooking with some of the raw things. It's stone, so I don't think you can catch anything on fire if you're not very good at it. Don't worry, have fun. Cooking is an art, and so is shooting people. I mean, targets. Targets. Definitely don't have any bolts for that lying around here as well.
Okay, maybe Wagner can practice that recipe you taught her.
Yes! I don't remember which one, but yes!
Got plenty to keep yourself busy, buddy.
Wagner has plenty here. Do not worry.
Alright, well, we'll try to be back as soon as we can. And he'll sort of kneel for a hug.
And just big hug around your shoulders. Just be safe, okay?
I will, don't worry.
Don't worry about me. If he does end up falling over, we're gonna bring him back. And then I'm gonna slap him.
He needs one of these little spell books he has as safe spells to use.
Okay.
Yeah, even if it's just like magical theory or some like basic rudimentary learning material. Because she did want to learn.
Yeah, and that she also has some history books that if she wants to read stories, she can read them.
And she has a child-friendly gun.
Whatever the child needs, a gun.
I look okay.
So
I took that off her, by the way. She hasn't got a crossbow. At least not carrying it.
okay.
It's in the tower, but Velm's put it somewhere out of the way. Not loaded or fucking pulled back.
But the hammer.
It wasn't before.
So with Vladimir now taken care of, you making your way back down into the campsite itself, and Ida kind of leads you through the campsite, pointing out various individuals of seeming higher station than most, of whom seem to be adorned in the colours of the what you recognise as Dejar is the shaman's mantle. The very same sort of uniformed robes you saw the archivists at the Library of Quetzali wearing. That there is Tukon. He's the head chef here. Over there is Palu. He's the site manager of for logistics. He's making sure that everything's running smoothly at the camp here. Over there is Krila. She's the finds manager, responsible for collecting and categorizing any artifacts found. As you're walking along and descend further into the quarry, Ida competently greets each person in the native tongue, demonstrating some sort of rapport she's built with the excavation teams. And it's very clearly evident that she's highly respected among her colleagues here, and her interactions with them reflect a sense of shared purpose. As you continue to descend the pit, your keen eyes pick up on more fascinating discoveries, Sayur. Well, the first one you all notice. These enormous flights of stone steps
each step far too large for any of the modern workers to comfortably ascend or descend. The sheer scale of these steps speaks to the grandeur and magnitude of the ancient structure they're part of. And to address this challenge, the resourceful workers have adapted the ancient stairs for their use. Impromptu wooden planks and intricately carved bits of masoned stone have been strategically placed between each massive step, effectively creating smaller and more manageable ones. Some have been completely paved over with dried and packed mud to allow the massive scaled beasts to pull their cartloads of stone up and down the dig site. You can see a group of labourers gathered around one massive, half-uncovered bust of a dragon head, partly broken and wrought in stone. You reach the bottom of the pit and notice the myriad of tents that have been set up here. A number of researchers dressed in shaman's mental garb pore over scrolls and old tomes. Some sketches have been made of numerous artifacts found in and around the excavation site. You see fragments of old Akteshi pottery, a tremendous skull, a humanoid skull, sits on another table, measuring nearly 3 feet across.
What is a large head?
There's
I expect. Like, if you're like, a techie giant, as she assumes.
There's an immediate change in the air as you all approach, as many of the research stops, and they all look over to what they look. They all kind of stop what they're doing to look over. Ida approaches and gestures a wave to an elderly gentleman clad in similar robes to the other uniforms here. Though his flared, feathered mantle suggests a higher station than all others here, and he has this sort of dark, sun-weathered skin, and his silvery white dreadlocks cascade all around the sides of his head, and he's nearly as brilliantly bald on top as Angus. And he approaches.
You must be the other members of the delving team. Am I right?
Yes.
That is correct.
My team and I have been eagerly awaiting your arrival. We were told you had a method of unlocking the way. Do you have the key?
Yes. I just rustle. Shwing.
And you pull out this immaculately now completed kind of separated puzzle pyramid. You can see the sides of the puzzle, the various interlocking pieces almost seem to orbit each other in your grasp as it floats above your hand. There's this audible gasp around the various researchers of this small campsite at the bottom of the pit here.
Marvelous.
Do you want to go inside?
Yes, this way. Allow me to show you the entrance.
Alright.
You continue through this camp.
The doorway was discovered 6 months ago. Our researchers tested everything, poured through any and all manuscripts they could. Not even the greatest wizards in the dynasty were able to break into this tomb. We discovered some type of ancient warding magic built into it, binding the door shut. So a type of magic not even the Archmage himself seems to understand. But now that we have the key, we can finally access that which has been hidden to us, undisturbed for thousands of years. your group, will be the first to set foot in a place like this since the Akteshi Giants.
You can see he's wringing his hands and sort of trembling with anticipation. And you're gathering a small crowd here as more and more researchers and labourers gather to watch what may be the first opening of this tomb in thousands of years.
Do we want to go inside? Or?
Well,
it should work. It's solved.
Yes? I mean, that's the reason why I'm here.
Yes, it should. Come this way.
and you are taken to what looks like an excavated pit, shrouded by a large tarp to keep the rain out of it. You see torchlight and braziers have been lit to keep the area illuminated. And at the bottom of this dugout, towering at nearly 40 feet tall, a massive flat wall holds a magnificent mural of intricately carved giant runes that frame the imposing figures of a giant warrior and a rearing dragon with outstretched wings. Between them, at the centre of the wall, there is a recess shaped like the inverse of a pyramid. Your eyes are also drawn to a small hole just above the recess, measuring only 2 inches in diameter.
This is what we believe to be the entrance to this tomb.
He kind of looks at the key he has in the tiny hole in diameter. Are you sure?
You look at the...
Will it fit?
Well, you see what looks like a recess. Let's see, there's the recess that's shaped like an inverse pyramid, and there's a small hole just above that recess.
Does it look like the key would fit in there?
Not in the small hole, but perhaps the recess beneath it.
Well, this one goes in the square hole here. Just tries. Do you oh, is it upside down? Do I have to flip it?
So there's
Sayun, come help me.
There's that, and then there's this, a small, so 2-inch diameter hole up just above that recess.
Oh wait, that's the puzzle pyramid. I have an actual key, not just a puzzle key. Hold on. He's gonna reach into his bag of holding.
I'm just imagining
He's gonna pull out the ancient Akteshi key.
Yeah.
A 10-pound key. There we go. Now that that's in there, pushes it in the hole and tries to turn.
So what are you doing? You're
He puts the puzzle pyramid in the inverted shape that it would
Alright.
fit, and then he takes out the ancient Akteshi key and tries to put it in the hole.
okay. So climbing some of the scaffolding that's been set up here to actually allow you to get up to this these two recesses in the wall, because this wall is massive wall, about 40 feet tall. You're climbing about 20 feet up to reach it, but as you carefully insert the puzzle pyramid into the mural, the crowd looks on into the pit from above, holding its breath in anticipation. and with a satisfying click, the pyramid fits perfectly into the recess, triggering a subtle unlocking mechanism within the wall. And you can feel that thud and a sense of something coming loose as the pyramid shifts slightly. You can feel it shift in your hand. And as you hold that puzzle pyramid in place, flat, sheer against the flat of the wall, you notice a previously unseen concentric ring around it, responding to your touch. It appears to be intricately connected to the pyramid, and you realise that it's a crucial part of the unlocking mechanism. And as you insert the key into the top, with another satisfying click, you rotate it. And once more you feel that give.
And open sesame!
There's no immediate reaction as you hold this thing in place.
Open sesame. Open. Spinning it?
Try rotating it, yes.
Alright. Right. He's gonna take the big gauntleted fist of Skog on it and he's gonna start moving it and feeling, does it click? Does it just slide?
You rotate. You start rotating it, and you
Are there runes on it?
There are a number of runes on it, yes.
Is it giant, Akteshi?
It is indeed Akteshi giant runes.
What do they say? I read that.
This is less text and more incantations, spell runes. This is an arcane lock spell.
He's gonna stop. He's gonna turn around. Dajar!
Yes.
It's something for a wizard. There's arcane runes.
Okay, just
I'll either open it or I'll blow us all up. It's about 50-50.
Oh.
he just rolls her eyes and just flutters all the way up. Let me see this. Since I can read Akteshi, what do I see?
So yeah, you can read giant. Indeed, around the perimeter of this newly revealed disc that this puzzle pyramid and the key has been inserted into, you see some sort of incantation for an arcane lock spell. Make an Arcana check.
Oh,
I'm trying to help have a guidance.
okay.
15. 19. There you go. It would
You
seem...
want to throw in another 4?
If it helps.
Actually, fuck it. Have it, because that puts you above 20.
So okay, that reveals more information then. Yes, it would seem that rotating this disc approximately 180 degrees would be able to dispel this arcane lock spell.
I'm going to turn to Angus. Rotate this pyramid and the key 180 degrees to unlock it. You need to do it on one motion. Don't stop.
180 degrees all in one motion?
Yes. It's like turning the key to a door.
Oh. Like this? And he
And-
follows her directions.
You start to rotate the puzzle pyramid, and to your surprise, the ring moves with your hand. Both the key, the lock, the puzzle pyramid, the concentric ring. You can now manipulate the puzzle pyramid and the concentric ring simultaneously, and it becomes evident that these components are meant to work together to reveal this the hidden secrets of this tomb. At first, as you rotate the puzzle pyramid, not much appears to happen, and the tension in the crowd grows. You sense this collective hope for a significant breakthrough. However, you remain determined, understanding that patience and persistence are key to unlocking the mysteries of this ancient wall, and it's very difficult to turn. It takes a lot of strength to do so, but
I have 19 strength.
there you go. You feel a rumble in the ground, and suddenly, the entire disc rotates in one fell swoop, like release after centuries of tectonic plates rubbing together for centuries before suddenly releasing in an earthquake. And the action sends these faint clinking sounds through the air, echoing through the ancient wall. It feels like the wall itself is responding to your actions, and the atmosphere becomes charged with excitement and wonder as there's collective gasps throughout the crowd. As the sound of clinking subsides, dust and small stones cascade from the mural, as if the wall is shaking off the remnants of eons gone by. The ancient mural begins to rotate around, slowly but surely, as if awakening from its long slumber. A number of researchers have to jump out of the way lest they get crushed. The millennia-old mud and dirt caked onto the surface of the mural gives way to the rotating motion, revealing more and more of the carvings and runes etched onto the other side of the stone. Torchlight flickers across the newly exposed details. Ancient darkness beyond beckons. The entire camp is now fully captivated. Cheers erupt and applause from above. Decades of research has come to this moment, witnessing history being made and unveiled before their very eyes. The opening of the tomb of the Dragon Rider. Ida marvels. Incredible. You can hear the excitement is palpable in her trembling voice. So, is everyone ready to do some dungeon delving?
So I was just looking to Angus with a sort of look of, I think he's about to just go.
He's already climbing down the scaffoldings.
Who's going first? Anyone? Oh, I see. Angus is eager to get in.
Let's go then!
I think he's been waiting on this for a long while, so...
In we go.
As you venture inside the tomb's entrance, Ida mobilizes some of the researchers and laborers who set up tents and research stations near the opening. Their mission clearly is to study the immediate areas around the entrance and document any discoveries made by you, the delving team, like a diligent support crew, ensuring that no valuable information is lost or overlooked during the exploration. You'll be our eyes and ears on the surface. Ida kind of tells the researchers and labourers, keep your communication lines open, and if we encounter anything significant, I'll send a message and notify you as soon as I can. You all nod in agreement. And with that, you step forward into the darkened passageway. The anticipation is palpable as you delve deeper into the tomb, each step taking you further into the heart of history. The air is thick with an ancient sense of mystery and intrigue, as if the very walls are eager to share their secrets. The expedition into the depths of the tomb of the Dragon Rider has begun.
And Tissa,
Heya.
Patient.
had you fucking... You meant to drag it out enough so the pause is just that second too long before you hit it.
Oh, we're too impatient.
Gotta build some atmosphere.
Eager. We made it, guys. We're finally there.
Okay, and with that, I will stop recording in 3, 2,